America's biggest restaurant chains are collapsing in real time, and most people don't even realize it. Behind the familiar logos and shiny commercials lies a darker truth. Shrinking portions, rising prices, lawsuits, health violations, filthy kitchens, and customer satisfaction plunging to record lows. The places millions once trusted for comfort food, family dinners, and quick bites are now struggling to keep their doors open. In 2025, the decline isn't subtle, it's a free fall. And today, we're pulling back the curtain on the 15 famous chain restaurants losing customers faster than ever before. Number 1. Olive Garden. Olive Garden was once the comforting illusion of Italian dining for millions of Americans. A place where endless breadsticks felt like abundance, and bottomless salad bowls made families believe they were getting real value. But by 2025, that illusion has shattered. Customers who walk through those doors aren't greeted by fresh aromas or warm hospitality. They're met with cold breadsticks, flavorless sauce, limp salads, and portions that look like they were measured with a calculator. The Alfredo, once their pride, is now mocked online for tasting like glue with garlic, and the pasta has all the excitement of reheated leftovers from a gas station microwave. Behind the scenes, the cost-cutting has been brutal. Reports expose that Olive Garden removed fresh herbs from their kitchens entirely, replacing them with cheap dried parsley flakes that make every dish taste like it came from a 1980s pantry. Despite being smaller, blander, and increasingly mass-produced, customers feel the downgrade immediately, and they're vocal about it. One viral review summed it up perfectly. "This is where tomatoes go to die." Financially, the cracks are widening. Parent company Darden admitted to a steep 4% drop in same-store sales, one of the worst declines in the casual dining sector. Meanwhile, local trattorias and boutique Italian spots are thriving because they offer what Olive Garden no longer can: freshness, authenticity, and soul. What once felt like a suburban comfort staple now feels like a relic stuck in time, a place where nostalgia is the only thing left on the menu. Number 2. Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel was once the heartbeat of American road trips, a cozy stop where families could count on warm comfort food, a quirky gift shop, and that unmistakable country charm. But in 2025, that charm has worn thin. What used to feel nostalgic now feels old, tired, and strangely depressing, as if the restaurant is stuck in a time capsule that no one bothered to dust off. Customers report lukewarm plates, biscuits so dry they crumble into dust, fried chicken that tastes reheated, and vegetables that look like they came straight from a cafeteria steam table. The atmosphere hasn't aged gracefully either. The once charming grandma's front porch aesthetic now reads as artificial and outdated. Younger diners don't connect with it, and older diners are frustrated by the declining service. Many locations are so understaffed that dining rooms sit half empty, not because there aren't customers, but because there aren't enough servers to keep them running. Viral videos exposing cluttered, dirty kitchens and questionable food handling have only fueled public distrust. Financially, Cracker Barrel is in a tailspin. Sales dropped a brutal 7% year over year in 2024, and the company announced plans to close dozens of underperforming locations in 2025. Add in labor shortages, rising costs, and scandals ranging from discriminatory hiring accusations to unsanitary kitchen footage, and it's clear the brand is struggling to stay relevant. Meanwhile, faster and cleaner competitors like Panera and Chick-fil-A have taken over the breakfast and lunch crowds. Cracker Barrel once represented comfort and Americana, but in 2025, the only thing aging faster than the decor is the patience of customers who expected better and left with disappointment instead. Number 3. Chili's. Chili's used to be the loud, colorful heartbeat of casual dining. A place where sizzling fajitas, cold margaritas, and that iconic baby back ribs jingle made it feel like a guaranteed good time. But by 2025, Chili's has lost the spark that once set it apart. Instead of sizzling, the fajitas arrive cold, the ribs taste rubbery, and the margaritas are so watered down that customers joke they're lime-flavored disappointment. The chain that once felt lively and fun now feels like it's running on fumes. The issues start with the food, which many customers say tastes eerily similar to something microwaved at a convenience store. Sticky tables, understaffed floors, and overwhelmed servers make the dining experience even worse. Even Chili's famous value deal, the once popular 2 for $25, has ballooned into something closer to 2 for $40. leaving diners feeling cheated rather than satisfied. Meanwhile, management has been chasing trends in a way that feels less innovative and more desperate. TikTok-inspired cocktails, endless queso nights, and short-term gimmicks haven't convinced younger diners to return. Instead, they highlight how disconnected the brand has become from what made it successful in the first place. Financially, parent company Brinker International is struggling as Chili's sales slid nearly 5% over the last year. Competitors like Texas Roadhouse and surprisingly even Applebee's have overtaken Chili's by improving quality and atmosphere, while Chili's remains stuck in decline. What was once a fun, energetic mid-tier restaurant has become a place you end up at only because every other nearby option is closed. Chili's isn't the party anymore, it's the hangover. Number 4. IHOP. IHOP was once the undisputed king of American breakfast. Sunday mornings, late-night cravings, family brunches, all roads led to a stack of pancakes under those bright blue letters. But in 2025, the International House of Pancakes is serving up more problems than flapjacks. Customers complain that the pancakes are rubbery, the eggs arrive watery, the bacon comes out cold, and the coffee tastes so burnt that one reviewer joked it could double as motor oil. Service issues have become impossible to ignore. Missing sides, wrong orders, and wait times that stretch far beyond reasonable have turned simple breakfasts into chaotic experiences. And the lingering ghost of IHOP's infamous IHOB rebrand still haunts the chain. That awkward attempt to push burgers confused the public, fractured their identity, and made customers question whether IHOP even knows what it wants to be anymore. Traffic has been steadily declining, over 6% down in 2024. In response, IHOP has doubled down on gimmicks rather than quality. From pancake tacos to cereal-infused syrups to endless pancake deals, the promotions look flashy but fall flat when the first bite tastes like drywall. Younger diners especially have moved on to local brunch cafes with craft coffee, fresh ingredients, and Instagram-worthy plates. The atmosphere hasn't aged well either. The fluorescent lights, sticky vinyl booths, and decades-old decor make many locations feel like a roadside diner caught in a time warp. IHOP still attracts crowds at 2 a.m. when nothing else is open, but as a breakfast destination, it has become a last resort. In 2025, IHOP isn't flipping smiles. It's flipping disappointment, one limp pancake at a time. Number 5. Outback Steakhouse. Outback Steakhouse once felt like an exotic adventure, an Australian-themed escape where giant steaks, bloomin' onions, and friendly "G'day, mate" greetings made the experience feel larger than life. But in 2025, the novelty has worn thin, and what's left is a chain struggling to keep its identity and its customers. Complaints about food quality dominate reviews: overcooked steaks, underseasoned entrees, and portions that shock diners with how small they've become despite rising prices. One disappointed customer put it bluntly, "I ordered medium rare and got charcoal." Even the bloomin' onion, once Outback's iconic appetizer, now shows up to tables as a greasy, stomach-turning mess that leaves diners feeling more regret than satisfaction. Instead of feeling hearty and indulgent, the food now feels heavy, oily, and inconsistent from one location to another. Financially, the chain is on shaky ground. Parent company Bloomin' Brands reported a 6% drop in traffic in 2024, along with more than 40 store closures. Their promotional attempts, steak and lobster deals, limited-time entrees, revamped menus, haven't been enough to reverse the decline, especially when customers complain that the frozen lobster tails taste like rubbery disappointment. Meanwhile, competitors like Texas Roadhouse and Longhorn Steakhouse are thriving. They offer better service, fresher cuts of beef, and a dining experience that feels both modern and authentic. Outback, by contrast, feels stuck in a time warp, with dim lighting, fake boomerangs on the walls, and decor that looks like it hasn't been updated since the early 2000s. The truth is harsh. Outback isn't the steak destination it once was. Today, it's a fading theme restaurant clinging to nostalgia while customers quietly move on. Number 6. Golden Corral. Golden Corral once sold America on the dream of endless choice: steak, mashed potatoes, pizza, brownies, and a chocolate fountain, all under the same roof. But in 2025, that dream has curdled. Buffett's never fully recovered from post-pandemic fears, and Golden Corral became the symbol of everything people grew cautious about: Strangers crowding sneeze guards, communal serving spoons, and plates stacked with lukewarm food. Reviews have become brutal. Customers report soupy mac and cheese, steak so tough it bends forks, and desserts that taste like they've been sitting out since lunchtime. Yesterday. Then come the horror stories. Viral posts describe flickering lights, sticky carpets, and bathrooms with odors that have existed longer than some of their employees. And of course, the now infamous review mentioning a Band-Aid floating in the chocolate fountain. A moment that crystallized everything wrong with a chain that once prided itself on abundance. Rising food costs in 2024 forced Golden Corral to shrink its variety and reduce quality, creating the opposite of what customers expect from an all-you-can-eat model. The carving stations now serve mystery meat, and the dessert bar looks like it was stocked from a vending machine clearance sale. Financially, the situation is grim. Traffic dropped nearly 9% year over year, with dozens of locations quietly shutting their doors. Meanwhile, upscale buffets and Brazilian steakhouses are thriving by doing what Golden Corral can't, elevating the experience. Golden Corral remains stuck offering quantity over quality, and in 2025, customers aren't falling for it anymore. Today, Golden Corral isn't a buffet. It's a dare, one most people aren't willing to take. Number 7. TGI Fridays. TGI Fridays used to be the life of the party. Flare-wearing bartenders, upbeat music, neon lights, and half-priced apps that made Fridays feel like an event. But in 2025, Fridays feels less like a party and more like the sad after-party, where the music's off, the lights are too bright, and nobody really wants to be there. The food, once fun and indulgent, has become notoriously inconsistent. Customers complain of steaks that taste microwaved, mozzarella sticks dripping with grease instead of cheese, and cocktails with the flavor complexity of melted candy. Over the last decade, the once iconic decor, license plates, random sports gear, neon signs has aged into something resembling a thrift store. What was once quirky and fun now feels cluttered, dusty, and outdated. Younger diners don't see vibes. They see a place that hasn't evolved since the early 2000s. Service issues only add to the decline. Understaffed kitchens, long wait times, and slow bar service have frustrated customers across the country, and the financial picture is even worse. In 2024, Fridays closed over 30 locations globally as same-store sales plummeted nearly 10%. Their attempts to chase trends, TikTok menu items, celebrity partnerships, new modern menus, have failed to mask the underlying decay. Meanwhile, competitors like Chili's and Applebee's, once their closest rivals, have quietly modernized enough to surpass them. Fridays, on the other hand, feels frozen in time. Customers don't choose it as a destination anymore. They end up there usually because every other option is full. Once the fun, loud, anything-can-happen Friday night spot, TGI Fridays now feels like a chain desperately trying to relive glory days that aren't coming back. Number 8. P.F. Chang's. P.F. Chang's was once the crown jewel of upscale casual dining. Dim lights, stone horse statues, and dishes that felt exotic without being intimidating. It was date night approved, family dinner friendly, and a go-to for anyone wanting Asian-inspired cuisine with a touch of elegance. But in 2025, the magic has evaporated. Customers say the food has become bland, inconsistent, overpriced, and often served cold. Reviews describe dry orange chicken, rubbery dumplings, and lettuce wraps so soggy they taste like wet cardboard wrapped in disappointment. The price hikes have made things worse. Entrees regularly push past $20–$25, which might be fine if the food delivered premium quality. But with inflation squeezing both customers and the company, P.F. Chang's has been cutting corners, resulting in dishes that feel mass-produced rather than freshly crafted. Service has deteriorated too. Staffing shortages mean long waits for seating, even longer waits for food, and dishes arriving out of order or stone cold. Customers report missing items, chaotic dining rooms, and overwhelmed servers unable to keep up. Even the once iconic ambiance has aged poorly. The faux Asian decor, dark interiors, and early 2000s design elements no longer impress younger diners who prefer modern, authentic, or fusion-style Asian spots. And those competitors, ramen bars, sushi houses, Korean BBQ joints, bubble tea cafes, are booming with Gen Z and millennials, stealing the very audience P.F. Chang's once dominated. The numbers tell the story. Traffic down nearly 8% in late 2024, several urban flagship locations shuttered, and widespread complaints about quality. P.F. Chang's isn't the aspirational dining experience it used to be. It's an overpriced time capsule, pretending to be upscale while serving food that tastes anything but. Number 9. Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen was the wholesome American classic, the small-town hangout where teens got blizzards, families grabbed burgers after baseball games, and summer didn't officially start until that first soft-serve cone. But in 2025, the magic is melting. The food once considered simple comfort fare has become the biggest source of complaints. Customers describe the burgers as grease-soaked disappointment, fries that taste like freezer burn, and hot dogs that feel like a dare. Even DQ's one saving grace, its ice cream, has lost its shine. Blizzards melt too fast, machines break constantly, and toppings have been reduced to a lonely sprinkle. People who once swore by Dairy Queen now prefer chains like Culver's and Freddy's, which offer fresher ingredients, better service, and ice cream that actually stays frozen. The nostalgia factor is fading fast too. Teenagers who used to gather in DQ parking lots now choose Starbucks, crumble cookies, or local dessert shops with trendier, Instagram-ready treats. Meanwhile, many Dairy Queen locations look stuck in the 1980s. Faded signs, sticky booths, dated colors, and interiors that haven't seen real upgrades in decades. Financial pressures are crushing franchise owners. The rising cost of dairy has forced menu prices up, while ingredient quality has dipped. The average blizzard now costs $6 or $7, leaving customers questioning why they shouldn't spend the same amount on gelato, froyo, or a gourmet milkshake elsewhere. In 2024, franchisees openly complained about shrinking profit margins and corporate mismanagement. Add in the skyrocketing competition in both the ice cream and burger markets, and Dairy Queen is now losing the one thing that once made it special: being the sweet, affordable treat everyone craved. Today, DQ isn't the cool treat. It's the chain people forgot how to crave. Number 10. Panera Bread. Panera Bread once felt like the healthy but still tasty lunch option. The calm cafe where salads looked fresh, soups felt comforting, and suburban families or laptop warriors could sit for hours. But in 2025, the brand's polished image has cracked wide open. Customers are finally noticing that Panera's supposedly wholesome meals have become shrinking, overpriced, and strangely low in quality. A $12-15 salad often arrives with a handful of wilted greens, a few sad tomatoes, and barely any protein. One viral reviewer summarized the frustration perfectly. "I paid $15 for half a sandwich and soup that tasted like bathwater." Then came the scandal that changed everything: the charged lemonade controversy. In late 2023, lawsuits revealed the drink had more caffeine than 3 Red Bulls combined, leading to serious medical incidents. Parents, health-conscious diners, and students felt betrayed by a brand that marketed itself as clean and transparent. Panera's digital ordering system, once hyped as the future of fast casual, has also backfired. Glitchy kiosks, wrong orders, and long pickup delays have angered customers who expected convenience but received chaos instead. Franchise owners have even sued the company over mismanagement, claiming corporate decisions are driving locations into financial ruin. Meanwhile, healthier, fresher competitors like Cava, Sweetgreen, and even Chick-fil-A are pulling away Panera's core customers, people who want quality that actually feels worth the price. The cafe's once relaxing atmosphere has also aged badly, with many locations feeling worn out, cluttered, or simply outdated. Panera used to be the safe lunch choice. In 2025, it's become the place where customers leave hungry, frustrated, and wondering why they paid so much for so little. Number 11. Shake Shack. Shake Shack arrived as the future of fast food, a sleek, modern, gourmet burger chain born in New York City and beloved by foodies nationwide. But in 2025, the shine has faded. What was once celebrated as an elevated burger experience now feels overpriced, underwhelming, and inconsistent. A basic meal, burger, fries, shake, can cost $89 to $20 in many cities. And for that price, customers expect perfection. Instead, they're getting lukewarm patties, Soggy buns, bland fries, and portions that look more like snack-sized disappointments than premium fast food. Online reviews have turned brutal. One customer wrote, "For $18, I got a sad McDonald's impersonation wearing a tuxedo." That sentiment has echoed across social media as customers question what exactly they are paying for anymore. Shake Shack's own numbers confirm the slide. In 2024, traffic fell by roughly 6%, and inflation hammered their profit margins. Their endless cycle of limited-time menu items, Korean BBQ burgers, hot honey chicken, specialty shakes, hasn't been enough to distract from declining quality. Service complaints are also piling up. Long waits during lunch rushes, missing delivery items, and understaffed kitchens have turned many visits into frustrating experiences. Meanwhile, competitors like Five Guys, In-N-Out, and Culver's are pulling ahead by offering better consistency, bigger portions, and often lower prices. Shake Shack sold itself as the gourmet answer to fast food. But in 2025, it feels like the failed IPO of the burger world, overhyped, overpriced, and no longer living up to its own reputation. Number 12. Hooters. Hooters built an empire on a simple formula: wings, beer, and an atmosphere marketed as fun. But in 2025, that formula has aged worse than any other chain on this list. What once felt edgy and novel now feels awkward, outdated, and completely out of touch with younger generations. The brand was designed for a 1990s audience, and it shows. Gen Z isn't flocking to a restaurant where the concept revolves more around the waitresses than the food, especially when the food itself has become the chain's biggest weakness. Reviews describe wings that taste freezer-burned, fries soaked in oil, and sandwiches that look like they've been sitting under a heat lamp since the Bush administration. One diner bluntly said, "I've had better wings at a gas station." And this isn't an exaggeration. Hooters' food quality has plummeted at the exact moment customers demand higher standards. Financially, the chain is on life support. Over 100 locations have closed since 2018, and franchise groups reported negative sales growth throughout 2024. Their attempt to modernize with Hoots, a fast casual spin-off, fell flat, proving that without the original gimmick, there wasn't much left to offer. Meanwhile, competitors like Wingstop, Buffalo Wild Wings, and local sports bars are thriving because they focus on what customers actually care about: flavor, consistency, and atmosphere. Hooters, however, has stayed chained to branding that feels uncomfortable in 2025, not nostalgic. What once seemed bold and fun now comes across as outdated and forced. The vibe is awkward, the food is forgettable, and the audience is shrinking by the year. Hooters isn't just losing customers, it's losing its entire reason to exist. Number 13. Little Caesars. Little Caesars built its reputation on one promise: cheap pizza that's hot and ready. For years, that $5 box was a lifesaver for busy parents, broke college students, and anyone who prioritized price over quality. But in 2025, even budget-conscious customers are walking away. The cracks in Little Caesars' model aren't just visible, they're gaping wide open, much like the crust on one of their pizzas. The quality complaints are relentless. Customers describe crusts that taste like cardboard, cheese that resembles gluey rubber, and pepperoni so greasy it looks like it was dipped in engine oil. A viral review even said the box had more flavor than the pizza. And unfortunately for the brand, that wasn't the harshest comment floating around. Then there are the scandals. In 2024, health inspectors exposed multiple locations for storing dough on the floor next to mop buckets, sparking widespread disgust online. The infamous 2018 photo of a Little Caesars employee pushing a shopping cart full of frozen DiGiorno pizzas near the counter resurfaced again, reigniting the meme that Little Caesars doesn't even make its own food. Financially, the chain is falling behind. Same-store sales have flatlined for 3 years, while Domino's, Pizza Hut, and Papa John's upgraded their apps, delivery systems, tracking tech, and recipes. Little Caesars, meanwhile, is busy promoting gimmicks like the Crazy Calzone, a pizza calzone hybrid that looks more like a culinary accident than an innovation. The brand that once owned cheap fast pizza has become the punchline of the industry. In 2025, Little Caesars isn't hot and ready. It's lukewarm and irrelevant. Number 14, Popeyes. Popeyes should be riding high in 2025. After all, this is the chain that created one of the biggest fast food moments in history, the legendary chicken sandwich that sparked viral videos, nationwide shortages, and even parking lot brawls. But the same chaos that made Popeyes famous has now become the very thing tearing it down. Customers still love the flavor, but everything else about the Popeyes experience has turned into a headache. Service complaints dominate every corner of the internet. Customers describe 30-minute waits, missing items, cold orders, and employees so overwhelmed they walk out mid-shift. One review went viral after a customer said, "They yelled my name and threw my bag like I was being evicted." Another summed it up. "Best chicken of my life, worst service of my life." The numbers back it up. Popeyes scored 72/100 in 2024's Customer Satisfaction Index, near the bottom of the entire fast food industry. Labor scandals are piling up too, with lawsuits accusing franchise owners of wage theft, unsafe working conditions, and creating toxic environments that fuel the constant staff turnover. Then there are the supply chain failures. In 2024, multiple locations ran out of chicken again, sparking flashbacks to the infamous 2009 no chicken incident where angry customers called 911 because the stores were sold out. Competition has become ruthless. Chick-fil-A dominates in speed and service. KFC is launching nationwide comebacks with bold new menu items. Regional chains offer better consistency. Popeye still has incredible food, but in 2025, the customer experience is so chaotic that people are choosing peace of mind over flavor. And that's a battle Popeyes is losing fast. Number 15, McDonald's. McDonald's is the biggest name in fast food. The Golden Arches, the global giant, the chain that defines American eating. But in 2025, that crown is slipping. Being everywhere doesn't mean being loved, and right now, McDonald's is facing one of the most dramatic customer declines in its history. Let's start with the numbers. In 2024, McDonald's scored a 70 out of 100 in customer satisfaction, the lowest of any major fast food chain. It's a stunning fall for a brand built on consistency. But customers aren't imagining things. The quality has slipped. Fries arrive cold, burgers look slapped together, portion sizes are shrinking, and prices keep rising. One brutal review said, if disappointment had a flavor, it would be the filet-o-fish. Then there's the ice cream machine saga, a joke that's lasted over a decade. The McFlurry machine is broken so often that the FTC actually investigated the shady repair contracts that keep franchises dependent on the same malfunctioning system. Even after the headlines, customers say the machines still break constantly, fueling the long-running meme. No one alive has had a McFlurry since 2007. But the problems go deeper. Corporate scandals have damaged trust. Former CEO Steve Easterbrook was caught in a sexual misconduct and cover-up scandal, forced to return $100 million in severance. Global labor strikes, wage theft accusations, and unsafe working conditions have all dragged the brand into controversy after controversy. Even the food itself has become a symbol of distrust. Experiments showing McDonald's burgers and fries barely decay after years didn't help the chain's reputation. Add in rumors about pink slime, the rise of fresher fast casual options, and a new generation demanding transparency, and McDonald's suddenly feels like the dinosaur of fast food. Meanwhile, competitors are thriving. Chick-fil-A dominates service and loyalty. Wendy's wins on bold flavors and social media relevance. Taco Bell embraces chaos and innovation in a way customers love. McDonald's? They're stuck fighting their own legacy. The Golden Arches aren't shining, they're rusting. Billions served, but in 2025, millions are quietly walking away, choosing chains that offer consistency, freshness, or value. 3 things McDonald's used to own but no longer controls. So there it is. 15 of America's most famous restaurant chains, all spiraling downward in real time. What used to be comfort food, family traditions, and late-night cravings has turned into a landscape of shrinking portions, rising prices, broken service, health scares, and aging brands desperately clinging to relevance. These chains didn't fall overnight. They fell one bad decision at a time. Cut corners, ignored customers, chased gimmicks, and assumed loyalty would last forever. But 2025 has proven something powerful. Americans aren't settling anymore. Not for bland food, not for dirty dining rooms, not for long waits, and definitely not for corporate excuses. With better local restaurants, stronger regional competitors, and fresher fast casual options everywhere, customers are voting with their wallets and walking away. Some of these chains may recover, some may reinvent themselves, and some may disappear entirely. But the message is clear: if you stop giving people value, quality, and respect, they will leave. Because in 2025, the biggest thing being served at America's failing restaurant chains isn't food, it's disappointment.